Have you ever thought about how your money compares to that of the average person? How much money have other people saved on average before retirement? How does what you make in a year compare to what other people make? What about how much you spend? It is hard to get a clear picture of how you're doing with money, and sometimes it feels like you are nowhere near where you should be and hardly making any progress. These facts about average person's finances will probably surprise you and give you some ideas about your own financial situation. Make sure to stick till the end of the video to know all of these facts. If you want to learn more on finances, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if this video was helpful. Do you think you earn more or less than the average worker when you go to work? The median income for a full-time worker in the United States was $1,411 per week, according to the US Department of Labor Statistics, or about $52,000 a year. Using a 40-hour work week as an example, this comes out to about $26 per hour before taxes. This income number is, of course, only for one person. Household income, on the other hand, is the total income of all people living in a home, including spouses and their children. The most recent data from the Federal Reserve show that the median amount of money adults had saved for retirement was $65,000. This amount is based on people of all ages, but only those with retirement accounts are taken into account. About a quarter of Americans do not have one at all. With a safe withdrawal rate of 4%, this amount would only bring in $2,600 per year if someone retired with it. This average amount in a 25-year-old or younger person's retirement account was $1,786. The median balance for people ages 25 to 34 was just over $14,000, and the median balance for people ages 65 and older was almost $88,000. These low numbers are scary because in addition to other sources of income, the average household will probably need at least $500,000 or more to retire comfortably. If you consistently save and invest a small portion of your paycheck, you should be much better off than most people your age when it comes to saving for retirement. The Social Security Administration says that the average benefit amount is $1,550 per month. Many Americans depend on Social Security income as their only source of retirement income, and most people who do not have anything else saved for retirement will need to get a job to add to their Social Security income. Keep in mind that $1,550 per month is just the average payment amount. Those who did not make much money in a typical year will probably get even less than that. For others, they prepare for retirement without considering the fact that they'll even receive Social Security income at all, and instead just see it as a bonus. Also, the amount of your benefit will depend on how old you are when you file for it. On the Social Security Administration website, most people can get an idea of how much their benefit will be based on how much money they have made in the past. The US Department of Labor and Statistics says that the average household spends $5,577 per month. In a year, that is about $67,000 in spending. That is, your whole family would need to bring home that much money each year just to get by. That number includes all of the big expenses, like housing, transportation, and food, which usually takes up a lot of the average budget. To be more specific, the average household spends $1,885 per month on housing, which is 34% of their total spending. Food costs $691 per month, and transportation costs $913 per month. Credit scores can range from as low as 300 to as high as 850, which is a big difference. According to Experian, the average FICO score is surprisingly high at 715. Even though some people do not think a good credit score is that important, most people will benefit a lot from having a good one. If you ever want to borrow money, you should pay attention to your credit score. When you buy a home or a rental property, your credit score affects the mortgage rate you get, the terms of a car loan, and other types of debt that may have low interest rates. The good news is that it is not hard to keep this number up, and the best way to do this is to pay your bills on time. From what I have seen, your payment history is the most important thing that affects your credit score. Next come your credit utilization ratio, the length of your credit history, the types of credit you have, and the amount of new credit you get. According to Wallet Hub, The average household owes $9,260 in credit card debt, which may be the worst kind of debt to have. The high interest rates are one of the main problems with having credit card debt. If you have credit card debt with a 15%, 20%, or 25% interest rates, that is a lot more than what you could usually make by investing in the stock market. This goes against everything you might be doing to save for retirement. Also, credit cards make people spend money in wasteful ways, meaning that a lot of that debt is probably caused by spending too much money and buying things they did not need. Most of this debt is probably from clothes, electronics, small appliances, and random online purchases, and these things do not have much value in the long run. The easy way to fix this is to pay off all your balances every month. If you only have debit card, you will not buy anything you cannot pay for. It is smart to keep track of your net worth so you can see your progress as you get richer. Net worth is a great way to find out how well off you are financially and what your strengths and weaknesses are. You figure out your net worth by adding up the value of everything you own, like your home, cars, and other things, as well as your retirement accounts, and then taking away everything you owe, like a mortgage. The Federal Reserve found that the median net worth of US household is about $122,000, which is although quite a surprising number. The median net worth of people under the age of 35 is less than $14,000. For people between the ages of 35 and 44, the median is $91,000, and that for age 45 to 54 is $168,000. 55 to 64 is $212,000, and 65 to 74 is $266,000. These net worth numbers are easy to beat if you work hard and have a good income. The amount of money the average person saves each year depends on many things, such as the economy, as well as other things. The average rate of savings is about 6%, according to data from the US Bureau of Economic Analysis. So, after taxes, they save about 6% of what they have left over. This money could be saved for a down payment on a house, a home improvement project, a new car, retirement from college, or an unexpected cost. After saving for short-term and medium-term goals, there is not much money left for retirement. Think about the fact that the average down payment on a home is $62,000, that the average kitchen renovation costs about $26,000, and that the average new car costs over $47,000. Experts say that people should save at least 10 to 15% of their income just for retirement, and even more if they want to retire early. Besides that, you need to save money for other things you want to buy in the future. Everyone wants to be able to retire early, so they do not have to spend most of their lives working. But Ramsey Solutions says that the average age of retirement is 61, even though most people cannot get their full Social Security benefits until they are 67. The Social Security Administration says that a person who is 65 years old can expect to live for another 19 to 21 and a half years. When you retire in your early 60s, you have been still working for about 40 years in the past. Those who start investing early have a lot of time to earn compound interest. But will you have enough time to do the things you really enjoy if you retire at age 61? There is a good chance that you will be healthy and be able to move around at age 61. But how much longer do you think you will be healthy enough to enjoy your hobbies? It is hard to get a clear picture of how you're doing with money, and sometimes it feels like you are nowhere near where you should be and hardly making any progress. These facts about the average person's finances will probably surprise you and give you some ideas about your own financial situation. You might realize that you are doing better than most people in many ways, which will give you the motivation to keep getting better.